So we're just about to drill the first hole into the bodywork of a 2019 Lamborghini Huracan. Here we go, boys. No turning back now. This is beyond the wildest dream. He's gonna get the cut. We're gonna transform the Lamborghini Huracan into an absolute drift weapon. My heart has never raced that fast in my life. Scary job just putting it on the stands, bro. And yesterday we had our first shakedown of the car on track, which was actually really impressive. So now this thing is going up on the stands, the work really begins. We're gonna strip this thing down and then rework all the steering, all the suspension. We wanna get more power, so we're gonna add exhaust, change the brakes. Cosmetically, we want this thing to have a super aggressive personality. Oh, look at that duckbill wing, man, that's freaking sick. This is the Liberty Walk body kit, which has arrived from Kato-san, another great friend in Japan that we met many years ago. Kato-san is a legendary car builder. He's known globally for building some of the most wild and insane supercars. No one in the world does stuff like Kato-san does. He's pretty wild and crazy, so when doing something unique, he was the man for the job. We've custom designed a new aero for the Huracan. I guess this may phase a few purists away from what we're about to do, but we're all for giving this thing its own unique character. Sick. First piece of the puzzle, yeah. We're gonna go for the subtle look of just a duckbill wing, but that's gonna be perfect. Just the workmanship, everything. The little labels. Kato-san, arigatou gozaimasu. Tatemo tanoshimi desu. So we're just about to drill the first hole into the bodywork of a 2019 Lamborghini Huracan.
You actually look nervous. Don't see that often in you.
Here we go, boys. No turning back now. What a freaking cool project. Yo. Oh, hydro handbrake. Real crucial part of a drift car is having a nice responsive handbrake. What it does is locks up the rear brakes. We'll put a bias adjuster as well in the factory brake line, so then my foot brake will then become the front wheels and the hydraulic handbrake will then control the rear wheels. So it just enables me to be able to put the car into a slide. The heart, man, what a freaking engine. What we're dealing with is a 5.2 litre naturally aspirated V10. Man, it's got a lot of power, but more so like torque. If you're comparing the rotary to the Lamborghini, a rotary engine is different because the internals actually rotate. We're a traditional piston engine. The pistons go up and down. So they sound a lot different. The performance is a lot different, which means the technique to drive them is also very different. There's a lot of work going on in the rotary. All the clutch kicking, the gear changes are like so crucial, and it's all about keeping them in that high RPM. Whether it's naturally aspirated or if it's turboed, you need to be able to keep it in boost. So there's a lot of work behind the wheel. Driving the V10 for the first time, I was just blown away with how much torque. And actually, instead of just driving it on rev limiter like I'm used to, it's just short shifting the gears and using like the low RPM and just how easily it broke traction. So I've got rotary like in my blood, but the experience yesterday was just a lot different. There'll for sure be some mixed emotions from my purist fans that are like Mazda rotary through their blood, but I hope they can just understand like this opportunity, and I cannot wait to like showcase this car completed with a bit of Kiwi style and reveal it to the world.
Follow me, Daddy.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. That was so cool. You were like a butterfly. Oh, I get it.
Dad, there's so much people saying, like, oh, when's he getting a quad rotor?
That would be pretty sick.
There's another guy saying it's not gonna be the same with pistons in it.
think some people might be a little disappointed, like when we reveal it with a V10, but I don't think they'll be disappointed when they actually see it and hear it.
You know, he has a lot of very passionate fans that come from the rotary realm. For a lot of these guys, he's the epitome of Mazda rotary enthusiast. So for Mike to go and announce that he's doing another project with Lamborghini is blasphemous, really. As with anything in the public realm, you're going to have people and you're going to have your doubters that don't quite see the vision as yet, but once they see what Mike transforms this into, I think they're going to be pretty amazed.
Oh, damn. FI Exhausts have sent us, look at that. It's gonna wake her up for noise and also look super bitchin'. From the Mad Lab, everything's gotta be loud. That'd be a pretty cool part to have exposed, so when you pull up behind the Lamborghini at the light, you're just looking at all of that. Damn, that is freaking beautiful. I think we'll be cutting some of the rear bumper so we can expose some of this. That's a rotary through a Lamborghini exhaust. To tackle the exhaust system, a lot of stuff got to come out. Sounds crazy, but we're gonna cut into more factory Lamborghini parts and just really expose all the wild parts that we're bolting onto it. That's it. We need to cut the rear bumper out, so that is exposed. That looks insane. As much as I love putting on a show in these cars, the build process is almost more fun. Just the challenge of being able to put them together is an addiction.
Go to Corsa, go to... RPM.
Oh man, I'm gonna piss some people off on that, eh? We've just received all our AirX suspension, which is a full air ride kit, but its full instruction manual is in Japanese, so the number of knob is the suspension. Connect once air hose. Hose song. Broken bent air tube. Things are starting to get really freaking tight on the deadline, and stuff like this just slows the process down. So one of my missions is to legitimize the sport of drifting and showcase it to different demographics. And I think one of the key events for me doing that is Goodwood Festival of Speed. It's the biggest, most prestigious, historic motorsport event on the planet. Winning Driver of the Year at Goodwood Festival of Speed is by far one of the biggest highlights of my career. It's also the event where I met Stefano, who's the CEO of Lamborghini, Lord March, the Duke of Richmond, like the list goes on of opportunities and stuff that's come out of Goodwood. The scary thing is that I've promised to a lot of people that this car is gonna be there, it's gonna be revealed there. But at this stage, like, I don't even know if we can even make it in time for the container.
Mike is a perfectionist, and because he's a perfectionist, that does put a lot more stress on him. Yeah, recently Mike's put in so many late nights. You know, we've hardly seen him around the place. You know, he pops in, gives the kids a kiss at nighttime, and sometimes if we're lucky, we'll get to see him in the morning when he goes. You know, that's the nature of the beast, and we're just here to support him. We make sure that we get to see him when we can. A lot of areas where other people might save time, Mike wants to make sure everything is done just the way that he wants it. He has a very vivid vision of what he wants to see.
What we see here on screen is my vision from a render, a concept. We're always trying to think of what's next when it comes to cars and do something that's unique, and like, this is thinking way outside the box. We wanted to do a throwback like style Lamborghini Countach wheel. Rotiform make these wheels for us out of Compton in LA. I would admit that I'm definitely a purist when it comes to wheels and really fussy. I mean, fitment for me is like everything. I mean, it's not the money that you put into a car, but just the way it sits You could have a car that's absolutely perfect in every way, but if it's not sitting right and you haven't got those right wheels or the right fitment, really easy to ruin an entire project. These, we still have to get them shipped all the way to New Zealand. But if these don't show up, then we will not be on the track testing, and this car has to be tested on the track before I drive it at Goodwood Festival of Speed.